Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Sacred Heart Awakenings group. I started a little bit earlier than my usual time to post this love wisdom topic for the week. And love wisdom for this week is about introspection and reflection. And why is it so important to take the time to reflect and to go into introspection of the self? And in some ways, it's an aspect also of knowing yourself too. Yes, it's very important. So I wanted to just share with you 5 powerful self-reflection questions to ask yourself, because this week is the beginning of the Mercury retrograde. So it's a perfect time and energy to use for taking the time to really question yourself and start to get to know yourself a little better. This week, as you know, Mercury retrograde has started, and it does feel a lot more intense than the other Mercury retrogrades that I've experienced. So that's why it's very important that you take this time. And by the way, happy supermoon, new moon. We just started today of October 16th of 2020. And this one is the biggest one of the year of 2020. So it is a very important new moon. And all new moons, especially this one is the strongest one, is about manifesting. So it's a good time to start this type of reflection and introspection to be able to also set your highest intentions and highest vibrational alignment with yourself and what you're trying to achieve, your goals in life, and make those changes. So for those who don't know me, I'm Monica Bermudez. I am an intuitive self-love energy healer, spiritual teacher, and counselor. And I'm here every week on Friday evenings, typically do live, Facebook Live, and share some different message that is guided or channeled for the week to share a love wisdom and tips to assist you with the energies and everything else going on in your life with all the changes. So going back to the self-reflection and introspection, the leading cause to most unhealthy relationships is really due to the fact that we don't really know ourselves well enough. And in some ways, yes, relationships do help us in triggering that aspect of us. And most of all, the unhealthy ones are the ones teaching us a lot of ourselves in some way. But really, if you're wanting to get into a healthy relationship, all of that starts with yourself and taking the time to go within and asking yourself the toughest and most challenging questions, which I'll share with you later on in this video. So oftentimes when many break up or they ended up in a divorce or some type of romantic relationship breakup, they automatically just jump into another relationship, mainly because it's an impulse of the emotions of just wanting to be in another relationship. And it is human, of course, to want to be in a relationship because that is our human nature. And who doesn't want to be, right? But the key is that you want to be in a healthy relationship because you deserve to be in a healthy relationship, just like you deserve to be loved and you deserve to be joy. And oftentimes, when we get that impulse to be with someone else and not taking the time to really get to know ourselves, we find that we're trying to get someone to really fill in that emptiness in us. So we become dependent on someone else accepting us and loving us the way we are. But in essence, if you haven't really taken the time to really get to know yourself, it will just only lead to more of an unhealthy relationship in your life, of attracting those who may not really fill in an emptiness, but just be a temporary type fix. And then when that's gone, it feels very empty, like a hole that is gone. And believe me, I've been in countless relationships myself where I wanted the other one to accept me the way I was and love me just the way I was. But it wasn't until my divorce that it triggered something in me to make me realize that I really needed to just take the time myself to really get to know myself and go into deep introspection and really dig inside as to what was going on with me. And so that's why I recommend to you that you take that time, especially if you have just gone through some major change, and maybe a breakup, maybe some other like career change that you're going through. And you want to just stop and take a pause, take a moment of your own time to really ask yourself those questions to really start to know yourself a little more. So rather than just depending on someone else to just fill your emptiness, it's best that you fill yourself with that, make yourself complete and whole again. So you're not depending on someone else to come in and fill it for you when you have that power inside of you to do so. So there is a folk tale that, it's an ancient folk tale. It's kind of like an allegory. And it was told by an ancient Roman philosopher. I don't remember his name. But the folk tale is about a lion, and Androclus was the name of the main character. And in the story, there was this huge lion that just came to this village and was interrupting the villagers, and it was just really angry and frustrated and causing all sorts of havoc and so forth. And so the villagers, of course, were really afraid. They didn't know what was going on, so they just avoided this creature that was, by the village, and they had certain armies and security and all sorts of things trying to get rid of it. So one day, one of the villagers ended up wandering somewhere in the woods or something like that, and he accidentally ran into the lion, and of course he thought he was gonna die because this lion was so ferocious and vicious and angry and frustrated with everything. But he took a much closer look at this lion, and he saw that in the paw there was a thorn. And the thorn was the one that was piercing. It was like a wound that was piercing his paw and was making him so angry and frustrated with so many things. And so he went over and thought, let me help this lion. And so he ended up removing that wound or that thorn from the paw. And as soon as he removed it, the lion was so grateful that he ended up becoming friends with him. So in a way, he just tamed the lion. And so the moral of this message, what the story is trying to say, is that we each have our own lion inside of us. And so that lion, if it's wounded, it will start to lash out and be angry or depressed or sad or whatever may be coming up. And it may be caused through some trauma or some wounding that may have happened in our life, or through some kind of relationship that we may have had, romantic relationship didn't work out, or it may have been caused by some other childhood trauma that was buried deep in our subconscious. Or, it may have also been caused by some past life experience as well. And some of those patterns that, surface and get stuck in us like energy codes. And so when we go into this self-reflection and introspection, then we can start to really dig in and find out what those wounds are. What is it that is coming up in us, so that we can tame the lion or the beast in us, so that it could become a lion from a positive way of looking at it, one that is strong, one that is courageous, one that wants to go out there with passion and just do and fulfill the things that you come to do here on earth. And so being, lioness or lion within you, that you become this strong force on the earth plane serving your purpose. And so that's the moral of that story. And I just thought that I just wanted to share that because it's really like such a beautiful story and such, a powerful symbol of, the things that, of life, and all our relationships and us, and how it all ties in with the introspection and self-reflection. There is a definition of self-reflection that's in Wikipedia, and it says that it's a capacity, self-reflection is a capacity of humans to use their ability of introspection and willingness to learn about their nature, purpose, and essence. So the key word in here is the willingness. So here back to the fact that if you have the willpower and you really want to make the change, you will find a way to really want to make that change. So that's the willingness of really going into that self-reflection to get to know your nature, your purpose, and your essence, which is all inside of you. So you yourself can embrace yourself and love yourself. And just like for me, like what triggered me, like I was saying, my own heartbreak was my own divorce. When I decided to really stop, pause for a while and really dig inside of me and really reflect and introspect all those things inside of me, as I progressed deeper and deeper inside of me, I started to embrace more of myself, and I started to really just love myself more. And then this whole fountain of infinite love just flourished out and just radiated out. And the same can be for you, and you have that power in you to do that. And so I just share this message with you as an example of what you can also achieve in your life and in yourself as well. And right now, the energies that are coming in so strong are at this point telling us that we need that time of reflection and introspection. For this whole year of 2020 has been a very strong message of that. And that's why most of the time we spent our time in quarantine. And I don't believe in chance or accident. Things happen for a reason. And right now, the way the planets are aligned and being oriented in the sky is really giving us a message from the universe that it is a time for us to really take a pause and really reflect on ourselves and everything that we've done so far in this life. And that's really what Mercury retrograde is about. Mercury retrograde is all about communication, but when a planet goes retrograde, it's really about going into the inner work of ourselves, because Mercury is about communication. So oftentimes, you'll have like some technology or communication issues happen during that time. But it's actually used, the energy can be used in your favor to use that time for your own review of your own self. And it's a perfect time to be doing this whole introspection and reflection exercise. So with that being said, I would like to share 5 powerful self-reflection questions that you can start to ask yourself as you navigate inside yourself. And you can grab a journal and pen and just really ask yourself the questions. Really, you're asking your higher self, who really knows everything about you, because that is the infinite source of knowledge and wisdom and the infinite source of love. So look at it from a neutral space. Don't look at it, with fear or afraid, confronting it. So this is the other part, is if you're really willing to want to ask these questions. So the first one is, what do you want to create in your life? What is it that you want to change? What is it that you want really in your life in general? And there is a difference between need and want, right? But if you want to really start changing your own reality and creating a whole new reality, this is a question to start asking yourself the question, to really start to know yourself in that way. And number 2, what am I not seeing? What am I afraid to confront? Or what am I avoiding? Are you avoiding something in your life that you're afraid to confront? And this is where you really have to be honest with yourself. And that's the part that, as humans, we're living in a dual life between dark and light. And so, of course, we do have a dark shadow aspect to us. But it's part of us, just like the light is as well. But the key is to being in balance. And that's the other thing about this supermoon, new moon energy that we're in right now. It's in Libra. So Libra is all about balance. And so it's a perfect time to balance yourselves with the energy. So number 3, what am I thankful for? What am I thankful about? So gratitude is a very important key factor to really also just attracting more in your life of what you have. And, or for example, like if you're grateful for all the loving people in your life, then you definitely want to attract more loving people in your life. If you're grateful for having such a beautiful home, you definitely always want to have a beautiful home. So those are some examples of things, but there's so many things to be grateful about. And it's always good to just start writing that if you haven't already, and start writing all those things that you're grateful about. And then you'll see that you have so many that you really have to say. So number 4, what is my fear? What is it that you're afraid of? And it's good to list out what those fears are so you can see them and you can see where those blocks have been holding you back from being the love that you really are. And number 5 is very important because this one says, what are my strengths and what areas do I need to improve in? So, if your strength is talking to people or helping people in different ways, then you just write down all those things that you really feel that you're really strong at. And the areas that need improvement are the areas that you can look at and see how you can improve. And you can actually use the areas of your own strengths to help those areas of improvement. And so those were the 5 powerful key questions to really ask yourself in a self-reflection or introspection moment of time if you're journaling the information for yourself. So for those who haven't seen, I hope that, I welcome your feedback, first of all, any comments you may have in regards to what I just shared. And I would love to hear from you in regards to anything that was talked about. If you have any questions, of course, also just post in the comments section. These videos are live in my Facebook. So thank you all who are live right now watching. And thank you to those who are watching on replay. And I will also be posting them on YouTube, and I'm posting more YouTube videos as well, like twice a week. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. In my website, there is a free gift for 9 signs your heart breaks a spiritual awakening. And actually the awakening part, it seems to be the really appropriate time for this month, because that's what it feels like. The energy is becoming like a reset or an awakening process. Because I was looking at the post that I put in my last Facebook post about picking out the words, and a lot of people were getting the awakening. So I thought that was really interesting. And just wanted to note that this month is definitely one of those months that is something is really brewing and happening for all of us, some kind of magic for us to really step forward fully into our power from here on out. So go into my website and find a free gift, and I look forward to talking to you. And if there's anything, of course, that you need support with anything that I just share resonates with you and you really need some loving guidance and support, please reach out to me as well and direct message me in private. I would love to talk to you and connect with you. And so I look forward to our next video of love wisdom. So just remember to just maintain the balance you can, and when you're doing the introspection reflection, have some time to yourself and own solitude and journal, the questions that I just recommended. It's five powerful key questions to ask yourself to really start the process and really start to know yourself in that way. And you could do it as often as you need it in your life to especially if you've just gone through a breakup or some other change in your life. It could be a new location or a new career in your life. And these are the things to really start asking yourself and digging in further into yourself as to who you are, and uncovering that you'll find that you are love and you've always been love. And that's the way that your true nature is, that you are love. And you are joy as well, because joy is love in action. And so I wish you all so well, to be well and be safe. And I wish you so much love. So till the next video, I will see you next time. Take care. Much love.